For both you guys, what is the reaction to learning that you did not advance to the knockout round of the in-season tournament?
We definitely want to go, but I feel like tonight was still a great showing for us. That's the main thing we're focused on. Got the win and then played how we want to throughout the whole entire game. Had our energy levels up and it was pretty consistent throughout. So that's really the main focus right now.
Yeah, same thing. You want to get to the championship of any kind. But at the end of the day, like I've said, we've been trying to put together some really solid games and performances. To have the game we played on the back-to-back against Toronto, to have that finish, the way we bounced back after a loss, to having a day off, having a funky no shoot-around schedule, at the last minute being able to and coming out a little flat, adjusting and responding the way we did. Those are the little things that you kind of look at and, you obviously want to play, win the championship, make the extra bread, but, you look at the little things that we've done, over the past few days, and that's what we want to continue to build on. We didn't get this championship, so now the main goal is to focus on the next one and continue to build.
JB mentioned before the game that he and the coaches had a number in mind that you guys were going to have to get to in terms of margin of victory tonight. Obviously, the goal was to win, but there was a number in mind. How aware were you guys as the game was progressing, where you stood and what was going on elsewhere?
We talked about it. And did he not go? He didn't do media yet? I'll say the number. The number was 20. That was the mindset, and I think that's what's cool about the in-season tournament is like your mental approach is, it's different, but it's also playoff-like. You're trying to, at the intensity level, the focus, the little nuances of the game, it's playoff-like, and you're going through these experiences in November. You're going through these, moments in November, December, continuing to build, and I think that's great. That's great for the game. It's great for the fans to see, but it's also great for us to put us through, these moments, and I think it's not just us. All the teams throughout the league are definitely going through it, but the number was 20. I think we did that.
Sam. I guess Evan, it's not often this season that you guys have had everybody healthy at the same time. Do you think now maybe you're starting to feel like maybe a little bit more comfort level? Two games in a row now. You've had, does that help quite a bit get into a rhythm?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like everyone's been playing their game and catching the rhythm as well, getting the flow within each other, playing together, and knowing what each other's going to do, reading the floor, getting to their spots and everything. There's been a few games that we had everybody, but I feel like we're just getting better and better, and just keeping that same exact intensity every game to where we're playing together as a unit. I feel like the sky's the limit from there.
Sorry, Sam, I mean, go
All good. Ethan.
Ethan Sands, Cleveland.com. Donovan, in the last two games you hadn't performed to your standard of what you wanted to do, but to come out today and overperform, what did that feel like to just get back to your old self?
I think the biggest thing is, when you're out, 9-10 days, as much working out, as much stuff you do, it's all about playing and getting a rhythm. I look at the film from the shots I took the past two games. I'm not mad at a lot of them, maybe 2 or 3. And the biggest thing is to keep going. You know what I mean? Like this, you can go one of two ways. You could be upset, and you could, and at the end of the day, we went 1-1 in those. We won one of those games, so I'm not going to sit here and be upset because at the end of the day we won. That's the end goal. So for me, just trying to find my way to get back into my rhythm. And I think when you have the support of your teammates telling you to keep going, keep pushing, it's easy. But it's sometimes you come out from an injury and you continue to play on the same accord, and then sometimes you got to continue to get adjusted to what's going on. And that was pretty much it. And just continue to play my game, and help the team in any way that I possibly can. And that's my goal.
Evan, you always want to protect the paint, always want to, that's your responsibility. Tonight you had 7 blocks and 19 rebounds. Can you just, you don't really show a whole lot of emotion, but was there any gratitude in knowing that you performed at such a high level?
Yeah, definitely happy with my play today. I feel like I played pretty well. But yeah, overall, I didn't even know I had 7 at the end. I feel like I racked up a lot at the end with quick hands and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I was happy with my play. Just trying to be effective on the game. We needed rebound. They have some good rebounders over there, so that was my role tonight, just trying to rebound, push the ball, and create for my teammates, and then attack where I can.
How do you feel like your role with J.A. in the front court has been growing over the last couple of games?
I think me and him have a great connection. That big to big, always going to be there. I feel like me and him rotate back and forth on certain coverages and stuff like that, and I feel like we just know where each other's going to be at to protect each other in the paint.
Jackson Flickinger right down to you, but Donovan, what was it about that small ball unit at the end of the second quarter that really turned the momentum of the game around?
George Niang. I think he's came out, hit a shot, got a stop. Ev came over, I think you got the rebound, came back down, hit another shot. Like, we were down, was it 10, 11 at that point, to come down and then change it to 6 or 4, whatever it may be. Like, that makes or breaks games. That changes everything. That could have easily turned into a 14 to 16-point lead for them. We're coming out, not feeling great, getting the crowd back into it, but, George that's, the other night it was T-Top coming in and I think it was the Raptors game, coming in, setting that tone, and that was George in his moments, Max as well in the Raptors game. Like, everybody has, those stretches, and I think that's what's huge, continuing to do that and, being able to impact the game, obviously with his shooting, but being able to do it on the defensive end and coming down, knocking down a shot, that changed the entire game in my opinion.
Evan, you were in a couple of lineups where there were 4 other guards. How does your role change in those type of lineups?
I'm just the main rim protector at that point. Jay's not in, we can't really shift off with that, but so that's really the main difference. The fives had a lot of screen, pick and rolls, and a little more actions and stuff like that. So really just catching the ball in the pocket and then reading the play from there. We got a lot of shooters with that 4-guard group, and so I just read the play, kick out, if not attack. From there, just play basketball.
Last two, Chris and then Spence.
Yeah, guys, for both of you, there was so much conversation about, with the in-season tournament catch-on, would players even care, how the teams approach it, things like that. Now that these 4 games are over, did the games in group play feel different, more significant, anything like that?
I would say yes. I think I only played in 2. I've only played in 2, the Indiana one, and then here I missed the one at home, but against Detroit. But you could just tell, just from the jump, when we played at Indiana, I feel like the crowd knew, they knew, and we we got down early in the first half, and then to come out the way we did in the second half, like that's, like I said, those moments, help build you. So not only are you playing to play in the in-season tournament, but you're also playing, to find ways to continue to build towards, playoffs and whatnot. And those were, these games I think are huge. I think it's good for the league. I think it's good for the fans. Maybe we could fix the court being a little slippery. I think that's about the only thing I have against that. But outside of that, it's been great. I think it's only going to continue to get better. One thing about our league is, we do a lot of things, especially like you can go to the bubble. The bubble's phenomenal. Like, there's so many things where we try new things. It comes out well, and we continue to improve year by year.
Spence.
Spencer Davies, Cavs Insider. Donovan, to have the night you had, you had a lot of high-scoring nights where maybe some other guys didn't have it going. To do it in the context of the way you guys played tonight and how everybody else contributed in addition to what you did, how does that kind of feel for you?
That's my job. What I mean? It's not going to be 40 every night, but continuing to play within the nuances of the game. Not like you said, continue to do. You got Ev doing his part, DG, Max, J.A., George. Like, there's so many guys. Karras. Tonight it was 40, sometimes maybe 20, maybe whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, just trying to impact the game, in any way that I can. Cutting down the turnovers, 'cause I had 6 of them. Like those are the things I'm looking at. But continue to play within the flow of the game. I feel like I've done a pretty solid job of that, and just continue to do it. I'm feeling getting back to my rhythm and just continue to go off from there.